Most of us spend years in school learning how to read, write, and solve problems. But there is one important subject we rarely learn: money. School teaches us how to get a job, but rarely teaches us what to do with the money that job provides. One day we graduate, start earning, and suddenly realize nobody taught us how to manage it. We know how to earn a paycheck, but do we really understand where that paycheck should go? This is where financial literacy becomes important. Financial literacy means understanding money and learning how to make smarter decisions with it. It is not about becoming rich overnight. It is about understanding how money works before money starts controlling your life. Imagine receiving your first paycheck. At first, it feels like you have finally become financially successful. You start spending on clothes, restaurants, entertainment, and things you have wanted for years. But then something strange happens. The paycheck that looked so large suddenly becomes surprisingly small. You check your wallet and wonder where all the money went. The problem may not always be how much you earn. Sometimes the bigger problem is that you never learned how to manage what you already have. Every amount of money has somewhere to go: rent, food, transportation, bills, entertainment, savings, and unexpected expenses. Without a plan, money can disappear without you noticing. Small decisions can quietly become large financial problems. One purchase may seem harmless, but repeated over and over, small expenses can become a serious amount. This is why understanding your spending matters. You cannot control something you never pay attention to. Financial literacy teaches you to stop and ask an important question. Do I actually need this, or do I simply want it? There is nothing wrong with buying things you enjoy. The problem begins when every desire becomes a financial decision without thinking about tomorrow. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar you cannot use somewhere else. Saving may not always feel exciting. Sometimes it means saying no to something you want right now. But small amounts saved consistently can become powerful over time. The goal is not perfection, the goal is consistency. Think about planting a seed. Nothing impressive happens immediately. But with time, patience, and regular care, something small can become something much bigger. Money can work in a similar way. Time can become one of your greatest financial advantages when you use it wisely. But life does not always follow our plans. Cars break down, unexpected bills appear, and emergencies happen. This is why having money set aside for emergencies can completely change how you experience unexpected problems. Instead of panicking when something goes wrong, you have a financial cushion that gives you options and peace of mind. Another important part of financial literacy is understanding debt. Borrowing money can be useful, but it always comes with responsibility. When you borrow money, you are not simply receiving cash. You are making a promise to return it, often with additional cost. Interest can quietly turn a small amount of borrowed money into a much larger financial obligation. Credit cards can create a similar illusion. They make spending feel easy because you are not immediately handing over your own cash. But future payments are still real payments. This is why understanding credit is so important. A financial decision should never be judged only by what it costs today. You should also think about what that decision could cost you tomorrow, next month, or even years from now. Financial literacy changes the way you think. Instead of asking only, "Can I afford this?" you start asking, "Is this a smart decision?" You also begin learning how to budget. A budget is not a punishment. It is simply a plan that tells your money where to go. When you know how much comes in and how much goes out, you can make decisions before your money disappears. Tracking your spending can reveal things you never noticed before. Small purchases can add up much faster than you expect. Once you see the numbers clearly, you can decide what should change. Financial literacy also means understanding the difference between things that take money from you and things that can potentially create value. A business, an investment, or a useful skill can potentially create future income. But every opportunity also comes with risk. That is why learning should come before investing. Never put money into something you do not understand simply because someone promises easy profits. Sometimes the smartest financial decision is not the fastest one. It is stopping, learning, and understanding the situation first. You should also understand risk. Every financial decision involves uncertainty. Ignoring that uncertainty does not make it disappear. Ask questions, learn how something works, understand what could go wrong before you decide to put your money into it. The more you understand, the better questions you can ask, and better questions can lead to better decisions. Financial awareness changes how you look at everyday life. Prices, subscriptions, loans, salaries, savings, and investments become easier to understand. Instead of feeling confused by money, you begin seeing patterns. You start noticing where your money comes from and where it goes. That knowledge gives you something extremely valuable: control. You may not immediately control how much money you earn, but you can learn to control how you use the money you have. Building financial freedom: save a little, spend more carefully, learn something new, avoid unnecessary debt. Then repeat the process. Over time, those small actions can create a completely different financial situation. The most important lesson is simple: money is a tool. If you understand how to use it, it can work for you instead of controlling you. Financial literacy will not guarantee that you become wealthy, but it can help you avoid many unnecessary mistakes. And the earlier you learn these lessons, the more time you have to use them. You do not need to know everything about money today. You only need to become a little more knowledgeable than you were yesterday. Because financial freedom does not begin with having more money. It begins with understanding the money you already have. And that understanding can be the beginning of a completely different future.